United Arab Emirates. What if I told you there's a city where space-age skyscrapers rise from ancient sands? Where ultramodern design lives side by side with timeless desert silence? Welcome to Abu Dhabi, the capital of the United Arab Emirates. A place often outshined by its flashy neighbor, Dubai, but quietly crafting its own legacy of elegance, innovation, and cultural depth. While the world's attention is fixed on towering ambitions, Abu Dhabi is building something more lasting, a harmony of luxury, heritage, and desert mystique. So, why is Abu Dhabi suddenly being hailed as the Middle East's most luxurious travel destination? Is it the jaw-dropping Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque that looks like it's sculpted from dreams? The dune-wrapped desert resorts that feel like a movie set? Or maybe the Louvre Abu Dhabi, where global art floats beneath a celestial dome? You're about to find out. Over the next 30 minutes, we'll uncover the secrets behind Abu Dhabi's futuristic skyline, its soul-stirring desert escapes, and the cultural experiences that make this city a world of its own. This is like a free ticket, just a like, subscribe, and a small comment helps bring the next video to you. Let's begin our journey into the wonders of Abu Dhabi. Long before the glittering towers and luxury resorts, Abu Dhabi was a quiet stretch of desert, home to resilient Bedouin tribes who lived in harmony with the harsh yet poetic rhythms of the land. Life revolved around fishing, pearl diving, and camel caravans, sustained by deep-rooted traditions and a fierce sense of survival. Everything changed in 1958 when oil was discovered beneath the desert floor. That single event sparked one of the most astonishing transformations in modern history. Just over a decade later, in 1971, Abu Dhabi became the capital of the newly formed United Arab Emirates, a federation that would go on to become a symbol of bold ambition and visionary leadership. But Abu Dhabi took a different path from its neighbors. Instead of racing toward the tallest or flashiest, it focused on thoughtful development, one that married luxury with sustainability, tradition with modernity. Today, the city stands as a living timeline, from the humble beginnings of Qasr Al Hosn, its oldest stone structure, to the shining glass marvels of Mosque City, a global experiment in sustainable urban living. Abu Dhabi didn't just rise from the sand. It designed its rise with intention, vision, and grace. In Abu Dhabi, architecture isn't just about buildings, it's about storytelling. A skyline that speaks in curves, glass, and gravity-defying silhouettes. Take the Etihad Towers, for example, 5 shimmering giants standing proudly along the corniche, each angled like a shard of glass catching the desert sun. You might recognize them from Fast and Furious 7, but their real thrill is in how they reflect Abu Dhabi's polished ambition. Then there's the Aldar HQ, the world's first circular skyscraper. From a distance, it looks like a coin rising from the earth or a portal into the future. It's not just eye-catching, it's a symbol of balance, stability, and daring engineering. And how about the Capital Gate? Nicknamed the Leaning Tower of Abu Dhabi, it tilts a jaw-dropping 18 degrees, nearly 4 times more than Pisa. But unlike its Italian cousin, this architectural wonder leans with precision. Yet perhaps the most poetic structure of all is the Louvre Abu Dhabi. Sitting on Zayed Island, its enormous dome, a floating web of light and shadow, creates a rain of light effect that dances with the sea breeze. It's more than a museum, it's where art meets architecture in a serene dialogue between cultures. And if you thought Abu Dhabi was only about luxury, think again. Welcome to Mosque City, a bold, ongoing experiment in eco-urbanism. Built to be car-free, powered by renewable energy, and cooled by smart design, it's a glimpse of how cities of tomorrow can rise from today's desert. In Abu Dhabi, every building has a purpose, and every structure tells you that the future is not just coming. It's already being lived here. Leave the shimmering towers behind, and within a couple of hours, you'll find yourself in a place that feels like another planet. Welcome to the Liwa Desert, part of the legendary Rub al Khali, or as it's known in English, the Empty Quarter. This is the largest uninterrupted stretch of sand on Earth, a golden ocean of dunes that stretch beyond the horizon in every direction. Here, silence has a sound, and every grain of sand whispers stories older than civilization. It's in this raw beauty that travelers find their truest escape. Hop onto a camel trek and sway through the amber hills like the ancient Bedouins once did, no engine, no noise, just rhythm and wind. Or rev it up with dune bashing, as powerful 4x4s surf down steep sandy slopes in an adrenaline-filled desert roller coaster. But when the sun dips below the dunes, magic takes over. Stargazing in the empty quarter is like peering into a private galaxy. Free from city lights, the sky becomes a living dome of stars, constellations, and pure wonder. And then there's Qasr Al Sarab, a luxury desert resort that rises from the dunes like a mirage. You can sip Arabic coffee under the stars, soak in a pool that blends into the sands, or simply sit in stillness, surrounded by nothing but wind and time. This contrast between the serenity of the sand and the pulse of the city is what makes Abu Dhabi so rare. One moment you're gazing up at glass towers. The next you're lying on a dune under 1,000 stars. Where else can you touch the future in the morning and lose yourself in the ancient desert by sunset? Abu Dhabi doesn't just build with steel and stone, it builds with stories, symbols, and soul. The heart of this cultural awakening stands the magnificent Louvre Abu Dhabi. It's not merely an art museum, it's a global crossroads where East meets West under a canopy of starlight. Here, masterpieces from Da Vinci to ancient Chinese calligraphy, Egyptian relics to modern installations sit side by side, telling a universal story of human creativity. This isn't just about admiring art, it's about discovering how cultures across the world are more connected than we think. Now step further back in time to Qasr Al Hosn, the oldest stone building in Abu Dhabi. Built in the late 18th century as a watchtower, it grew into a fort, a palace, and a seat of power. Today, it stands as a living museum, a quiet yet powerful reminder of the city's roots before oil and opulence. Walk its halls and you'll feel the pulse of the past still echoing through its thick coral and sea stone walls. But culture here isn't locked behind museum glass. It lives in the Abu Dhabi Festival, an annual celebration of music, dance, theater, and innovation, blending international acts with Emirati talent in a dazzling showcase of diversity. Breathes in the ancient art of falconry, where birds are more than companions, they are revered symbols of honor, patience, and tradition. Watching a falcon soar through the desert sky isn't just a thrill, it's a window into thousands of years of Bedouin life. And then there's storytelling, the oral tradition passed from elders to youth, under starlit skies or in desert tents. Tales of survival, honor, poetry, and the spirit of the sands continue to shape the Emirati identity. In Abu Dhabi, culture isn't preserved in silence, it sings, soars, and speaks, proudly and beautifully to anyone willing to listen. In Abu Dhabi, luxury isn't just a label, it's a lifestyle. And nowhere is that more evident than at the iconic Emirates Palace. This isn't just a hotel, it's a palace in every sense. Imagine gold-plated chandeliers, marble from 13 different countries, and even a cappuccino sprinkled with real 24-karat gold. Whether you're staying in one of its opulent suites or simply visiting for afternoon tea, the Emirates Palace offers an experience that's beyond 5 stars. It's pure Arabian grandeur. And if you're craving adrenaline with your indulgence, head to Yas Island, Abu Dhabi's entertainment playground. Start your engines at Ferrari World, home to the world's fastest roller coaster, the Formula Rossa. Then dive into cinematic worlds at Warner Bros. World, where you can meet your favorite characters in full-blown themed lands. For motorsport lovers, the Yas Marina circuit lets you either watch world-class racing or get behind the wheel yourself. But luxury in Abu Dhabi isn't only about thrills, it's also about style. Shopping malls like the Galleria and Marina Mall boast everything from Chanel and Cartier to exclusive regional designers. Looking for something more intimate? Step into a private beach club on Saadiyat Island, where white sands, crystal water, and personalized service are the daily norm. Here, you don't have to choose between elegance and excitement. In Abu Dhabi, you can live both, often in the same day. Abu Dhabi isn't just a destination for luxury travelers, it's home to a vibrant, diverse community that blends tradition with modern comfort. With over 80% of its population made up of expatriates, the city welcomes people from all walks of life: engineers, teachers, creatives, doctors, all drawn by opportunity, safety, and an unmatched quality of life. And unlike the fast-paced buzz of Dubai, Abu Dhabi moves with a quieter, more refined rhythm, offering space to breathe, think, and truly live. Here, morning commutes often pass through tree-lined boulevards instead of traffic jams. Weekends might mean a desert retreat, a beach picnic, or an afternoon exploring a world-class museum, all within easy reach. One of Abu Dhabi's biggest draws? Work-life balance. With shorter working hours compared to Western norms, zero income tax, and generous vacation allowances, residents often find more time for family, wellness, and personal growth. Safety is another highlight. Abu Dhabi consistently ranks among the safest cities in the world. Whether you're walking along the Corniche at midnight or sending your children to school, there's an overwhelming sense of calm and trust. Healthcare? World-class. From private clinics to specialized hospitals, the city invests heavily in medical excellence, ensuring that both locals and expats receive top-tier care. And when it comes to raising a family, Abu Dhabi excels with international schools, family parks, cultural centers, and wide-open spaces designed for community living. So whether you're chasing career growth, peaceful living, or just a place where East and West truly coexist, Abu Dhabi may just be the place you've been looking for. Abu Dhabi might feel like a serene escape, but when it comes to connectivity, it's more connected than you'd expect. It all begins at the sleek and modern Abu Dhabi International Airport, a major hub linking the city to over 120 destinations across the globe. Whether you're arriving from New York, London, or Tokyo, you'll likely fly in aboard Etihad Airways, the national carrier known for luxury, innovation, and that unmistakable Emirati hospitality at 30,000 feet. Once you're on the ground, getting around is effortless. The city's public bus system is clean, reliable, and budget-friendly, ideal for both residents and tourists looking to explore without breaking the bank. Prefer a more direct ride? Taxis are everywhere and surprisingly affordable. You can also tap into ride-hailing apps like Uber and Careem, both widely used and easy to navigate with English language interfaces. Now, if you're up for a true adventure, renting a car opens up a whole new layer of exploration, especially if you plan to journey out to the Liwa Desert or Al Ain. The roads are modern, well-maintained, and clearly signposted. But remember, desert driving comes with its own rules. Carry water, fuel up before you leave, and avoid venturing into dunes without a guide or off-road experience. And here's a pleasant surprise. Traffic in Abu Dhabi is significantly more manageable than in many major global cities. Wide roads, calm drivers, and ample parking make for a stress-free driving experience. Whether you're gliding through the clouds on Etihad, cruising along the coast in a taxi, or charting your own course across the desert, Abu Dhabi makes the journey just as memorable as the destination. Is Abu Dhabi expensive? Well, yes and no, and that's exactly what makes it such an interesting place to live or visit. Let's start with what might surprise you. Fuel is incredibly cheap, thanks to the country's vast oil reserves. You can fill up an SUV here for less than half the cost in the UK or US. Daily transportation, whether by car, bus, or taxi, is a bargain compared to most Western cities. Now, when it comes to housing, Abu Dhabi offers a wide spectrum. If you're looking for a luxury apartment on Al Reem Island or a spacious villa in Saadiyat, expect premium pricing. But move slightly inland or opt for a high-rise in the city, and you'll find plenty of affordable options, especially when sharing with flatmates, a common setup for expats. Here's the big win: no income tax. That's right, your salary comes in full. For many professionals from the US or UK, this can mean significantly more disposable income even after rent and utilities. Dining is flexible too. Fancy restaurants and beachside cafes can set you back, but local eateries, food courts, and shawarma joints offer delicious meals at incredibly low prices. Casual meal might cost just a few dollars. Healthcare is private and high quality, and while it's not free, employer-provided insurance usually covers a large portion of the costs. For those paying out of pocket, treatment is still more affordable than in many Western nations, especially the US. In short, Abu Dhabi offers a luxury lifestyle, but one that can be surprisingly cost-effective, especially when you factor in the tax-free earnings, affordable essentials, and the unmatched experiences that come with it. It's not about how much you spend, it's about how far your money can take you here. Before you pack your bags for Abu Dhabi, Here are a few essential tips to make your trip smooth, respectful, and unforgettable. First, timing is everything. The best months to visit are November to March. During this window, the weather is comfortably warm, perfect for desert excursions, beachside relaxation, and sightseeing without the summer heat waves. Think blue skies, gentle breezes, and golden sunsets over the dunes. Now let's talk cultural etiquette, something that defines the heart of the Emirati experience. Abu Dhabi is modern and welcoming, but it's still deeply rooted in Islamic tradition. So when it comes to clothing, especially in public places like malls, mosques, and government buildings, it's best to dress modestly. For women, that usually means covering shoulders and knees. For men, sleeveless shirts and overly casual beachwear should stay well at the beach. Public behavior matters too. Displays of affection like kissing or hugging in public are discouraged. Loud arguments, disrespectful gestures, or taking photos of people, especially women, without permission can get you into trouble. But don't worry, the locals are incredibly hospitable and helpful, especially when you show respect for their customs. As for alcohol, it's available but only in licensed venues like hotels, bars, or private clubs. Drinking in public spaces is not allowed, and driving under the influence carries serious consequences. Now on to visas. If you're traveling from the US or UK, good news, you'll get a free visa on arrival that allows you to stay up to 30 days with the option to extend. Just make sure your passport is valid for at least 6 months and you're good to go. And here's one last tip, learn a few local phrases. A simple shukran or salam alaikum goes a long way in showing appreciation for the culture. Traveling to Abu Dhabi isn't just about seeing a new place, it's about understanding a new rhythm, a new respect, and a beautiful balance between old-world tradition and futuristic ambition. So, what do you get when a city blends space-age skylines with centuries-old sands? You get Abu Dhabi, a destination that doesn't shout but rather whispers its beauty through shimmering minarets, golden dunes, and quiet moments of awe. Here, modern luxury rises with elegance, not excess. And just an hour away, the desert welcomes you with silence so deep it feels like time itself pauses. Would you trade the Alps? Or Amalfi? For a moonlit night under a million stars, surrounded by nothing but sand and stillness? This isn't just a place to visit. It's a place to feel. Place to reflect. Place to transform. Whether it's the grandeur of the Sheikh Zayed Mosque, the adrenaline of Yas Island, quiet dignity of Qasr Al Hosn, or the hypnotic peace of the empty quarter, Abu Dhabi leaves an imprint long after you've left. And now we'd love to hear from you. Let us know what amazed you the most, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us on the next journey. 'Cause the world is full of wonders, and we're just getting started.